Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. We're going to start with the Wyatt Sicks because there's been quite a bit of fallout from Raw. I've got it all in one folder. So here, Princess Kutab Itch, thank you. This is Nikki Cross. Names will be written in blood in the book of the sick. So this is an image of one of their shirts, I believe. So that was Nikki just after last night's Raw. Obviously, we saw what went down on that show with Wyatt Sicks attacking Final Testament. And there's been a lot of reaction to that like this here. So Bean, thank you. Karrion Kross said it's playtime. Right, it's playtime, and here is a graphic that says, there you are, I see you too. On this side, we've got Final Testament. On this side, we got the Wyatt Sicks. Karrion has had something to say about this as well. He's actually done a promo that he put on social media. We're going to get to that in a second. This picture did the rounds. This picture, tweeted out by Nikki Cross earlier, doing the rounds. People pointing out as well about Paul Ellering's face, looking quite shocked, but nothing on the level of Scarlett. Look at this. Even Scarlett tweeted this out and said, like, am I being hunted by the ghosts now? Because, of course, she's doing a ghost hunting show on YouTube. This is Nikki jumping off towards her. Look how sharp her nails are, by the way. If I'm Nikki, I am a bit concerned about these going into me. These are sharp nails, but that is a great facial expression. So, Wrestle Night, shout out to you. PQM, shout out to you. So, Wrestle Talk just reporting what Dave Meltzer said on Wrestling Observer Radio. He got the impression that this could be the end of the road for Paul Ellering. This might be a way of writing him off the show for good. The belief is that he doesn't massively contribute to the Final Testament group. I think it would have made a lot more sense if Authors of Pain had been kind of on their own, but because they're with Karrion, because Karrion has got Scarlett, they don't really need to have Paul Ellering. If they were just on their own as a tag team, then it would have made a lot more sense. So I thought that was a very interesting thought from Dave Meltzer, that this actually, there could be more to this than what we think, and that this was actually a way of writing Paul Ellering completely out of WWE. We're going to have to wait and see. So there was Nikki Cross there. You can see her face better. You can see Paul Ellering's face better. This really has done the rounds today. So Jeremy, thank you. Dexter Lumis tweeting this out. So Princess Kutab Itch. Here, look, we've got Dexter on the outside of the ring. And here we've got Karrion. That would be a fascinating singles match. It does feel like maybe Bo Howdy has turned his attention to Miz. That's certainly how it seemed to go on Raw. So the question would then be, who would kind of dial in and focus on Karrion? I really don't mind it being Dexter. Dexter has got an okay size to him. He's bigger than Joe Gacy. We could have Rowan, but I feel like Rowan, I don't know that there's much depth to Rowan. Rowan is just this big lumbering monster, really. I kind of feel like this is a bit more intriguing. So I really don't hate this, to be honest, if this is where it's going. I'd be down for a singles match. Lumis against Karrion. Karrion responded to this and he said, I'm the only one who's never lied to you. That was his response to this tweet from Dexter. And we would hear more from Karrion as well. So, Jay Dono, let's give this a listen, shall we? This was on WWE's Instagram. Let's see what he's got to say.
Wyatt Sicks, big surprise. I knew you were coming. You practically telegraphed it on social media. You know, I don't care who you were going for, Bo, whether it was Miz or it actually was Paul Ellering, but tonight you got the wrong guy. Your greatest advantage over everybody is that they're so afraid of you, but guess what? We're not afraid, we're pissed, because that man traveled up and down the road with your family before you were ever even born, and that's how you're gonna do him? You know something? There's an old saying, no matter where the time is told, in the end, everybody pays the toll. And now it's gonna be your ass, brother.
I'll tell you, I am a bit worried. I'm a little bit worried because I think Karrion is one of the best promos in WWE. This is going to be a massive, massive challenge for the Wyatt Sicks. Not that they can't beat the Final Testament. I think that's fine. But going toe-to-toe, promo against promo, Bo going toe-to-toe with Karrion, I am worried Karrion's going to eat him alive. He is so good. You just don't get to see it on the show. If you look at Karrion, and we've been doing that on Unseen, if you look at Karrion's social media, he is putting out a lot of content. He's putting out a lot of promos. Whenever he gets an opportunity to talk, he always says something, right? It's never just a throwaway, pointless, kind of lacks emotion, nothing interview. I mean, even that right there, had a little bit of weight to it. A message was sent. This is going to be a real challenge for Bo. It's a challenge that I hope he can rise to, and I'm confident he can. But this is different gravy, man. Karrion is serious. Karrion is a great promo. And actually, we should talk as well about what was on Raw Talk. Because during Raw Talk, which aired when I recorded yesterday's Unseen, The Miz was like, good luck with everything, guys. And Karrion was quite threatening to The Miz. He was like, no, one of my guys just took a bullet for you. And you think you're about to walk away from us. It doesn't go that way. And he kind of threatened him and said, we need to get on the same page. I thought it was really interesting how The Miz didn't want to get involved with the Wyatt Sicks. Loved seeing that. I thought that was great. But Karrion kind of forcing Miz, no, you are part of this now. And of course, you got the AOP there staring down on The Miz. There was nothing Miz could do. So, it looks like he's going to be a part of this. He's going to be forced to be a part of this. And it is very, very interesting. I'll tell you what else is interesting. This from Amanda. Look, she says, I kind of ate. And you know what? You kind of did. This, I'm honestly wondering if this is the first lady Fiend that I've ever seen. I don't know if I've ever seen a female dress as the Fiend before. And that is what I was thinking. So I thought we would show this. Look at this. Look at the video editing as well. Sick. I mean, either that or you've got a faulty light bulb. I'm not sure. But shout out to you, the Fiend Bray Wyatt for Halloween. Very, very cool. So there we go. Lady Fiend. I don't think I've seen one before. I've seen a lady before, but I don't think I've seen a lady Fiend before. Look at this. Kenny, for your thoughts, said, what is Jojo Siwa doing here? That is a great line. That is a great line. Jojo Siwa. Imagine if she did break out into that weird dance. That would be amazing. This is Zaria, who is formerly known as Delta. She arrived in NXT tonight. Crispy Wrestling saying, I love this brand. The closing shot of tonight's NXT. So there we go. Delta, or Zaria, as she is now known. There we go. Zaria. This was her just 39 minutes ago on social media. Devil face, devil face. Rhea said, Zaria, welcome. Time to show everyone what you can do. And actually, she's done a very good job of replicating that face right there, hasn't she, really? She's done a very good job. So, yeah, this is very much Beth Phoenix vibes, Natalia type vibes. More Beth Phoenix, I would say. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. This is big, strong, powerhouse. Interesting. Women's division in NXT is on fire. Right, this is fun. Here is Chelsea talking to Robert Stone, who then pushes Chelsea off onto someone else.
Robert? Did you see what just happened to me? The way they treat me in this company, the way they treated us. You know, we're friends, right? We've always been friends, we've always been close. You need to have my back. You need to have my back. Will you have my back, please?
This one time, I can help you, but I have the perfect person who could. Right there. Enjoy, Stevie.
Hello, I don't know who you are. You're cute, love the skirt, but you need to help me. You need to help me right now. What's your name? It doesn't even matter what your name is. You need to come with me. We're a team now, okay? You got it? No? Yes? No? You need to answer. Now's the time to answer. I need you. Hello?
Chelsea's amazing. What else can you say? She's amazing. Crispy Wrestling said, I just did backflips in my living room. One of the most iconic photos of the year. Look at this. Kyrie looking at Giulia, Iyo, Stephanie Vaquer. Oh, my God. So good. In fact, I completely forgot about this. I need to do and get my reaction video up to this because I popped as well. In every sense. I popped in every sense. What an amazing image. That will definitely be one for the stands. The stands will just be... They've probably not got off the floor, I would imagine. This moment, if you are a Kyrie or Iyo or Giulia or Stephanie Vaquer or, you know, a Joshi wrestling fan, I would imagine you're still on the floor unconscious because that is serious star power right there in one picture. Right, this is from Raw, the dark match. Look at this sequence. Look at this. Cody cutter. Boom. Denied. Super kick. Against the ropes goes Jacob. Nice. Handstand. Oh, into a standing moonsault. The standing moonsault was not perfectly executed if we want to be really, you know, pedantic. But look at that. I mean, look at the size of Jacob. And look at the moves that he's pulling out. This was in the Dart match as well, by the way. This isn't flipping WrestleMania. This is the Dart match after Raw. I mean, showing up and showing out. So, amazing. Jay Dono tagging me in this from Fightful. WWE is reportedly very happy, of course they would be, with CM Punk. Everything's been great. They reportedly had talks about a more expansive contracts. It's Bryn again. Thank you. Wrestle Purists reporting this from PW Insider. Shinsuke Nakamura is expected to be at Friday's Smackdown, double taping in Brooklyn. Don't know in what capacity. Don't know that he's on the show. Don't know that we're going to start a new storyline. Don't know if it's going to be dark matches or don't know. It's time to bring him back. It has been a horrific year for Shinsuke. I mean, he's just not been around. He's just not been used. He's too good. He's too good. I don't know if there's been an injury issue or whatever, but bring him back, please. 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 Do you remember when he was in that feud with Seth? It was so good. Those vignettes that he was doing saying, I know your secret. I know about your back. And all that was so good. So good. Right, on NXT, we saw that Riz was attacked backstage. Gabe said so. Nikki Lyons attacking Riz. Wrestle Knight says that's a good thought. Yeah, it is. I don't know. I don't know who the front runner is, to be honest, as to who attacked Riz. But Nikki Lyons is a very good shout. Dave, shout out to you. PW Chronicle. So the claim internally from at least one WWE staff member was Carlito's I've got to learn Chinese line during a backstage segment involving Iyo and Kyrie was not scripted. Internally, there were a number of people in WWE that weren't happy about that line, right? Apparently not scripted. I don't know if that means that Carlito just threw it in there, right? Went a bit rogue. Or I don't know. I don't know what... I mean, it's pretty bonkers if it wasn't in the script for him to just come out and say that without having it cleared. I don't know. I mean, look, we spoke about it yesterday. At the time of hearing it, it didn't strike me as anything disrespectful. But it was very interesting to see people coming out saying that they felt it was disrespectful. There has been a real debate online about whether it was disrespectful or not, and honestly, I can honestly see both sides. I mean, I don't think there was any disrespect that was meant. I said this yesterday. I think that this was like R-Truth, where R-Truth gets confused. I think that Carlito has heard them talking. He doesn't know the language they're speaking, and he's said, oh, I need to learn Chinese. I want to know what they're saying. But he, you know, they're obviously Japanese, right? And so I don't think there's any disrespect that's intended there. I think it's like when R-Truth goofs. I think it's that. I really do. It just doesn't make any sense for WWE to... Well, apparently it wasn't even scripted. So I don't think WWE even planned that line. and if it's something that Carlito has come up with, I don't think that I don't have Carlito down as being racist or anything like this. I think it is just that confusion. Equally, I can understand why people don't like it, because you are referring to someone else's identity, and confusion around someone else's identity, that is something which is going to upset people. And so it's definitely one of those that I think is, I'm just filing under unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I don't think there's any malice to it. I get both sides. I think it's unfortunate. So, yeah, but this is interesting if it was also not scripted. So, a situation to definitely keep an eye on there. Right. NVRNDS, shout out to you. Thank God. I don't know what that's in relation to. It says it's in response to Wrestle Purists, which... could it be that? I don't know. MVRNDS? I don't know what that connects with. But shout out to you all the same, my friend. Wrestle Knight said, I definitely didn't pay attention to the fact that Solo pushed Jey out the way. Okay, I've got mixed feelings on this. So there's a moment here where Jey is arguing with Solo. Solo moves Jey out the way when Braun hits him with the spear, right? So here's Nav saying, look, Solo pushed Jey out the way. He took the spear for him. Solo was out there to help Jey. Nah, I don't think Solo was there to help Jey. This is huge. I mean, he was gloating at the end when Jey had lost his title. So I don't share this vibe. I don't think he was there to help him. But I do agree that this is quite interesting. It's hard to play it, look, because of it being footage. But look, you can see the moment there. Look, he can see him coming, I think. I'm pretty sure he's looking, but it's hard to tell. I don't think they were arguing and he's just pushed him. I think he can see that Braun is coming. And he takes it, basically. Look, he moves him to the side. It looks like his head is facing forwards. And he does chuck him out the way. And he takes the bullet. He takes the bullet. Of course, ultimately, Jey would still go on to lose the title. And that is because of Jacob hitting a super kick. Solo was not angry with Jacob afterwards. So I don't know if we're not just reading into stuff that doesn't need to be read into. But I don't know. I thought it was interesting enough to include. I don't agree. I don't agree with this. I think that he kind of moves him out the way. I'm thinking he might have moved him out the way because, like, out of instinct, he kind of like he moves him out the way. His family. He doesn't really think about it, but he ain't there to necessarily help Jey. As I said, there was nothing that really indicated that, so... I don't know, interesting. Let's file it under interesting. Kevin said, NXT show at the ECW arena sold out in a minute. So that's amazing. Tickets gone. That is going to be an amazing show. It's only in a few weeks as well. I think it's early November, that, isn't it? We've had to move to a Wednesday because of the election, the presidential election. So it's going up against AEW. So they're going to the ECW arena. I'd imagine that show's going to be stacked. We haven't announced anything yet, but I'm sure it'll be stacked. Yeah, Wrestle Night, shout out to you, tagging me in this from Gunther. Look, so here's Gunther walloping Dominik around when they faced each other before, right? And Gunther's like, Dominik? Because obviously Dominik's trying to get an opportunity against Gunther. And he's like, Dominik? Sean G, shout out to you. Yeah, there's been lots here. I think we're going to move into maybe a bit of a Samantha segment, right? So Samantha Irvin quit WWE. The company was made aware earlier today. It's not the case she was released. She definitely wasn't released. We have got a Samantha folder. It turns out this isn't true. Samantha has actually come out to say it was months ago that she told them she was leaving. So she did quit. She did leave. She wasn't fired. She wasn't released. The belief is she is going off to pursue a music career, right? And apparently she made them aware months ago. It does sort of beg the question, why did we not do a bit of a, you know, farewell? Perhaps Samantha thought that this week would be her last week. because it is a bit strange that we didn't get like a bit of a moment, a bit of an announcement, you know. And Samantha, she just went, didn't she? We just announced that was it, and yeah, it was weird. It's weird. It is weird. I still think it's weird. Samantha said she's leaving. We didn't do like a big moment where we give her flowers and we wish her all the best. It was just thanks a lot online or during the show. And here's Lilian. Weird. It is weird. Here, Edwards said, according to PW Insider, Samantha left of her own accord and she wasn't released. So with all this Samantha talk, let's go to the Samantha folder, shall we? We do have a Samantha folder. Here we go. Look, there's Samantha Irvin. Look, months before setting the record straight. So this is coming from PW Insider. I like them as a source, but it looks like they've got this wrong. This is one that PW Insider seem to be off on, because it's quite funny, actually, because Samantha says months before, and Hurricane Helm said, okay, but what's your source? Okay, so you're telling me it was months before, Samantha, but is your source reliable? And of course that's funny because she is the source, so she would know when she handed her notice in. So yeah, it looks like PW Insider got that one wrong. This is great. I was singing the praises of this during our NXT stream. This is Lilian Garcia, right? This is Lilian just being really positive and also not hiding from the fact she made mistakes, but just explaining, guys, I've not been around for 8 years. I'm so thrilled to be back up, but I was nervous, and I think you could tell. I really like this.
Well, now you know. Oh my gosh. Guys, did that just happen? Did I just really go back to the WWE after being gone for like 8 years? I mean, I've popped in every now and then, but it's been 8 years since I was the full-time announcer there. And my goodness, when my music hit and I got introduced, the cheers and the applause and the roar that you gave me tonight, thank you. Thank you for that, because I was nervous. I was so nervous. I could even tell when I started announcing that I was nervous. But it is all worth it. It's all worth taking a risk and a gamble and just being excited and just coming back. I just seeing everybody, right? Like between also the WWE superstars, my friends, and reuniting with the crew. I don't know where this is all going, but I'm excited and I am strapping on my seatbelt for that. But Sam, I do want to tell you, I think you're an extraordinary talent. You're unbelievable. And I know it could not have been easy to walk away from here, but I wish you all the success in your music career. I know you're going to kill it. You're going to kill it.
So there we go. Just what a lovely vibe, you know? I think with Lilian, I think we looked on Wikipedia, she's like 58. I love the fact that we've brought in someone back that's that age, right? I think that, like, it shouldn't be that your career is done, you know, like you've got till you're 40 and that's it. Like, I think for Lilian to be brought back at the age of 58, like, I feel like that's kind of significant. I feel like that's a good thing to see people of that age being brought back, and that there is a place for them, and not just a wrestling legend, but, you know, like someone else that did a different job, like an interviewer, an announcer, right? I mean, it's a commentator or something like that, a different position. I think it's really, really good. I rate her. I think she was always very professional. I think she was always very good. She was never my favorite. You know, no one is bigger than Howard Finkel in my mind, but I like Lilian, and I like the fact that she slipped up. She had a few mistakes, and I love that. I love that kind of carefree attitude. I feel like we can all learn from that. I thought this was a great video. Really positive, really bouncy. Loved it. Larry Flowers, shout out to you, my friends. Batman, not the real Batman, just a parody account. Courtaholic said, WWE and Samantha Irvin reportedly couldn't come to terms on her working on outside projects that resulted in her departure. So her going off for her singing, right? She's got some outside projects that she wants to do. Apparently couldn't come to terms with how it works with WWE, and so off she goes, right? Wrestle Night, shout out to you. Lilian is expected to have what is described as an extended run in Raw, right? But she may not be the permanent replacement for Samantha Irvin. That decision will be made down the line. So she's in, and she's in for the foreseeable, but we don't know if in like 2 years, 3 years, she will still be the ring announcer. I mean, we do need to look to the future as well. We do need to be bringing in new talent. So, you know, I love the fact we've turned back to Lilian. I think it's a great short-term stopgap, if you will. But, you know, 3 years, 4 years. I don't know how long she's with us. I don't know that it's 10 years. I don't know that it's 15 years, right? So I think it's wise for them to have a look and see who else is out there, see what options are on the table. But yeah, she's in for an extended run, which in my mind is the foreseeable future. PQM, shout out to you. And Dave, shout out to you. One thing that factored into Samantha's departure was the schedule. Samantha was splitting her time between WWE and family. One source said that WWE's schedule being reduced, it still meant she was on the road and away from her daughter. We kind of spoke about this, not so much her daughter, but we spoke about it in yesterday's Unseen. And obviously we looked at that tweet that was about the fact that the schedule was the problem. You know, the fact that Samantha was the one that had made that decision, and that the schedule and her being away from Ricochet, her being away from family, that had been a big deciding factor. That is being supported here as well. So it kind of looks like that source yesterday has proven to be true. Looks like there is a little bit more to it. Looks like, you know, obviously her going off to pursue singing is obviously a big part. Nothing suggests that she was unhappy with WWE. It's just a bit more time for family and the opportunity to pursue singing. That seems like she's made this decision. She let WWE know months ago, according to her. And it is still a bit strange the way that it's all come together. But listen, it is what it is. It's done. She's made her choice. And, you know, wish her all the best. Fair play. She moves on and we move on. And as we said, I really like Lilian. So quite happy with how it's all shook out. Right, let's go to... Did we do Raw? Did I do Raw? God, I feel like there's so much that we need to have a look at. This is a whole new folder. You should have listened to me. So here, look, we've got Solo.
Should have listened to me. I tried to tell you, but you didn't listen. Now look what happened. No ye.
See, this is what I'm saying. Him moving Jey out the way, it doesn't tie in with the messages that are being sent. So I don't think there's anything to him moving Jey out the way, but it is something they could explore if they wanted to. So, Night Legacy, shout out to you. Cody defeated Jacob by hitting 3 crossroads. So this is the conclusion of Cody Jacob, and people are saying this was Jacob's first singles match in WWE. That's not something that I've been keeping an eye on, to be honest. I'm not aware of him having a singles match on TV, of course, but I don't know what they're doing on live events or dark matches. People saying, though, that this was his first singles match, and he lost. What a boomer. So there we go, 3 crossroads. I got tagged in this as well, but I couldn't make out what it was, right? Because this just says some things never change, and I wasn't sure what I was looking at. But I'm told that this is Rhea scooping up Iyo and carrying Iyo to the back. So that is Rhea scooping up and just carrying Iyo to the back. So there we go. Yes, I don't think we can watch this, but this is a clip. Not so fast, Miz. You've got work to do now. So this was the Miz with Final Testament, and Final Testament making it very clear, you are not getting out of this. Right? You are not getting out of this. So Spartan, thank you. Carlito, right, let's check out. There is a little thing doing the rounds. Finn and JD are going to Ireland. They're going to be making appearances with, is it OTT Wrestling? I think, is that this weekend coming? That is coming up. They did a whole little bit where they packed their bags and they went. This is different. This was from, I think, maybe Raw Talk. So we're starting to see some like more backstage segments from Raw Talk, right?
So, do you give me my match?
I got you a match.
Yay!
So when's my match with Gunther?
Not exactly with Gunther.
So, a #1 contenders match.
Oh, it's gonna be a #1 contenders match, but you're not in it. Yet.
So what'd you do?
What'd I do? I got you a match with a former world champion next week. And when you win, Pierce is gonna put you in a #1 contenders match.
Who's the former world champion? What's his name? Did you ask?
I didn't ask. Was that important?
Way to fix things. Daddy Dom, wait.
Real cool.
Hey.
You said his thing? That's good, right?
She said his thing. That's good, right? So that's what he said. I couldn't quite make it out myself. She said his thing. That's good, right? Finn Balor just, I think he's just constantly thinking Damian Priest, Damian Priest. In my mind, all that's going on is Damian Priest, Damian Priest, Damian Priest, Damian Priest, Damian Priest. There is no joy in this man whatsoever right now. So, yeah, that's the roundup from Raw. Right, I think we can now go to fun. Look at this. Paige said, clay version of Liv kind of eats. That's great. I'm not sure about the hair championship, but this is great. Liv Morgan said, Queen of Celebrity Deathmatch. Remember Celebrity Deathmatch? Big Bronson Reeds said, Seth scuffed my shoe. Now he's dead. Dead. Oh. This is fun. So, Fightful putting this out. There is Cora Jade meeting CM Punk. This was only last week. No, this was back in the day. But honestly, she's not that old. So, you know, this is probably about a few weeks ago. But there we go, look. Amazing. I don't know if this is her dad, maybe? Not sure. But he now totally takes the spotlight. He's like, get over there. I'm going to talk to CM Punk now. And she has to go stand in the background somewhere. Whilst this boomer goes and talks to CM Punk instead. So there we go. How amazing is that? Cora Jade's meeting CM Punk. Carl, shout out to you. So Abby has made this. Obviously, Tatum went, well, not missing. She got bundled into a box by Wendy Chu on NXT. So here we go. Look, we got all the deets. She's 27. She's got black hair. Weight, who cares? Height, about 3 apples tall. Scars. Roxanne whipped her thigh for real. Tattoos, flowers, birds, lightning and teeth. Description, very friendly and welcoming. Reward, 100 million billion. And last scene at the Performance Center, accompanied by Wendy Chu. Arrest her. So I thought that was pretty fun. So Carl, shout out to you. Look at this. Look at these boomers. Dave, shout out to you. D said they cooked yet again. So here are the wrestling family at Disney. And for those of you that don't know, these are the Incredibles. So there we go. Right, Brady, shout out to you. Look at that. Apparently this is Isla Dawn. Apparently that's Isla Dawn. Is that Isla Dawn? I mean, it sort of looks a bit like Isla Dawn. But I could totally believe that's not Isla Dawn. I could totally believe that that was someone else, like a proper film star. Is that Isla Dawn? I don't know if that is Isla Dawn. But I'm being told it is Isla Dawn, but it might not be Isla Dawn. But it's still worth including because that's a pretty sick costume, isn't it? Collar. I believe that's in fashion, actually. We'll all be wearing these this winter. It's very much on trend. So, Carl, shout out to you. Liv Morgan responded, we looked at this yesterday. Rhea Ripley said, F this wall. Liv Morgan said, I love this wall. She loves it. It's her favourite thing. She loves that wall. Right, yeah, check this out. Roman giving some advice.
You gotta be miserable. All the time.
We could just stop there. Some great advice. You're going to be miserable all the time. Yeah, deal with it.
You gotta be miserable. All the time. Until you get so used to it that you're not miserable anymore. This is what you gotta eat. There's no secrets. There's no shortcuts. Eat clean, work hard. Get in shape.
There we go. If you want to look like Roman, that's what you need to do. Yeah, Larry, shout out to you. So this is the little skit. It's like a minute long. They pack their bags and they're off to OTT Wrestling. Wrestle Night, thank you. It looks like Liv is going to be on Impulsive. So there we go. It looks like she's going to be on a future episode as she's reaching. We all know that trick, eh? We all know that trick. You cut a hole in the bottom of the box, right? And you're like, do you want one of these donuts or sausages? Well, we all know that trick. We've all played that game, haven't we? Triple H, Wrestle Night, shout out to you. Triple H says that you can actually be amongst the first to get your combo WrestleMania tickets. They go on sale this Friday. Sheamus said a big announcement incoming, right? I don't think he's referring to this. I'm thinking he's going to announce something, so I don't know what that is. So, wrestling fans since day one, shout out to you. James told us about this during the live stream. Edward here tagging me in this. Apparently, Britt Baker, Adam Cole no longer together. We don't really focus on things outside of WWE, but they're a pretty big couple. And Adam Cole used to be in WWE, so yeah, the fact they're no longer together is a bit of a shock, but there has been some rumours doing the rounds. And then Kelly the Wise Lady got tagged in this, right? And apparently other WWE buses arrived. She's like, fam, I've got a picture for Unseen. You won't believe my daughters and son-in-law are staying at a campground about 5 minutes from me. And she FaceTimed me this morning and basically showed her this. And apparently it's quite close to where a show is going to take place. So, yeah, I don't know that the superstars are there. I think it's just ring crew at the moment. But, yeah, look at that. They're still using the Miz Express. Although I don't believe the Miz is using it. Someone else is using it. Right, then we've got thanks. So, Thomas Scott, thank you. Wrestle Night, thank you. NVR NDS, shout out to you. Briggsy, shout out to you. Jimmy Johnson, shout out to you. Loretta, thank you, my friend. Johnny, shout out to you. TJ Hayes, shout out to you. Spartan, shout out to you. Ratchet the Owl, shout out to you. Aaron, shout out to you. Appreciate the support. I thought I'd throw a few in there today. Appreciate the support. And I'm going to run away before this clicks over to 40 minutes. Appreciate it as always. And I'll be back with another Unseen tomorrow. Bye for now.